Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sex Talk with Sharonda. My name is Sharonda Parker, and I am your host. Today, we're going to be talking about wifely duties. What comes along with wifely duties? Why is it important to make sure we are doing our wifely duties? Now, mind you, when we say wifely duties, it can mean all types of different things that comes along with being a wife. But most times when we use the term wifely duties, we are talking about sex, okay? Frequency is important in any marriage. And of course, as the couple gets older, sometimes there's this little peak and then all of a sudden it starts to decline with age. For example, yesterday I did the video and I was talking about the role of a girlfriend. Now, the role of a girlfriend is a lot different than the role of a wife, okay? But as a girlfriend, we establish certain expectations, especially if there's an engagement involved. We establish an expectation of sex during the marriage. So my example was, suppose, as a girlfriend, you invite him over a couple of times a week. That's AKA 2-3 times a week. And when you invite him over, it's a good time. Meaning that a lot of times it ends in sex. In a man's mind, she have a lot of sex. Every time we get together, we have sex. But he doesn't understand that you're only getting together 2 or 3 times a week. So now you done went from engagement to marriage. You married now. A conversation has to be had about the expectation of sex. A lot of times young couples have a lot of sex, especially before the children come. It's sex everywhere, anywhere, anytime. It's just a lot. But once children come, of course, you don't have the time that you used to have, but sex is still important. So with that, you may have to resort to scheduling sex. There's nothing wrong with that. Go back and watch my video on scheduling sex because we're not going to get into scheduling sex a whole lot. But that is something that you can do, especially when you're dealing with young children, and that makes sure the sex is actually happening. Okay? But let's talk about these couples that's a little more seasoned, okay? Like myself, who done been in it 20 years or more. Children are starting to leave out the house. I advocate for children to live on college campuses. I advocate for that. And I understand that some parents cannot afford it. I understand that. But that's why I push the issue for my children to do well in school, to be able to get the scholarships and all of these additional funds so that when the time comes for college, if there is a difference that needs to be paid, I can handle that difference. I advocate for them to go and live on campus or live, in other words, not to really go and get bills, but to be able to start getting their own type of independence. Because as parents, we look forward to that. Now, I'm talking about wives. We look forward to the day that the children are starting to leave out the house because at this point, we done gave them our life. Now we trying to get it back. And as you can see, I got all this different stuff on this table because I want to talk about wifely duties and how we getting it back. We getting that time back, right? I mean, so many couples that come in and it's like a breath of fresh air when their sex life has been revived. Okay? How often do couples have sex? Most people will say if you're having sex at least 10 times a year or less, you are in what's considered to be a sexless marriage. Okay? There are 52 weeks in a year. The average couple has sex about once a week. That's the bare minimum, once a week. So that would be 52 times a year if we did once a week. If you're doing twice a week, then that would equate to about 100 times a year. We only have 365 days in a year, okay? So if we're doing it twice a week, meaning scheduled, whether we scheduling it, whether it's just happening, I think twice a week is a healthy average, in my personal opinion. So even if we're going to do Wednesdays and Sundays, you know, and any other day that we get it in outside of those days, those just lanyard days, we're going to make sure we get it in on these days. But some people think scheduling sex is corny. Some people feel like it should happen naturally. If you are one of those people that feel like it should just happen naturally and you do not want to schedule it, what I need you to do is start touching each other more. I need you to start having more touching and hugging and kissing and more direct contact. Because when you have more direct contact, it's more than likely to happen more, because when we start touching, you know, we start getting hot and bothered, the juices start flowing and everything just start, you know, throbbing, and yeah. So if you don't want to schedule it, but you still want to make sure that it's happening, increase your touch. Excuse me. My throat is dry. I should have brought my water. Okay, I always have my notes. Because I like to make sure that I'm not missing anything when I'm dealing with my couples. Okay? Now, another thing that I want you to do, especially if you feel like you're not getting it in, or your spouse is bringing it to your attention that it's not happening as often as they would like. You know, because let me tell you something. On Mad Day, ooh, baby, on Mad Day, you will hear some shit. And some of the things that you hear on Mad Day is, you don't even fuck me no more. Ooh, that hurts. You ain't even giving no pussy. Ooh. I can't even get none around here. Ooh. Baby, on Mad Day, all kind of stuff come out. But with that being said, I don't want you to take offense to it, because a lot of times what happens is when people come at us in a way when they angry and they start having little outbursts, I just want you to make a mental note of it and say, you know what? Maybe I need to see if is he just talking shit? Or do I really need to pay more attention to if we coming together more, or connecting the way we need to? Or is he just over there talking shit? Or is she just talking shit? The way we do that is with what's called an intimacy tracker. I tried to print it out, but this is an intimacy tracker. And with the intimacy tracker, you can download it on your phone, you can download it on your tablet, or anything like that. And you can basically keep up with it so that you can know for sure that it's happening, okay? Now, a lot of people say this type of stuff is corny and all that, but let me tell you, technology exists. Let it help you. It has a spot on there. Sex was initiated by her. A spot. Sex was initiated by him. A spot. Sex was mutual. We mutually came together and this thing started happening. Sex was scheduled. We scheduled sex, but it was missed. Those are the categories on the intimacy calculator. Those are some of the things that you want, and some of the tools that you want to use, especially as a married couple, to make sure that these things are happening, okay? So let's get to the fun stuff, okay? Because I am big on suggestive sex. If you got the December hoe bag, you had a bell in it. This bell should be utilized. Now, it says ring for sex. There are so many different ways that we can have sex. So many different ways. It doesn't have to always be penetration. It could be oral sex. Y'all can be in two different parts of the house, sexting each other. To the point where it get hot and heavy and we just got to connect in this house. Yeah. My house has a house behind my house. And my husband uses that as his workspace. That's his studio. Not where he takes the pictures at, but where he does a lot of his editing. A lot of times I'll go back there and do, I don't get in the sound booth often and spit. It's been a minute. I actually have a song called I'll Take Your Draws. We've already purchased the beat for it. We've already done everything for it. It's just a matter of having the time to put the project together along with the music video for it. But I plan on making sure that it happens before Valentine's Day, because we're going to be taking these draws around here for Valentine's Day. But anyway, a lot of times my husband is in that space. So a lot of times, I'll send him a little nasty ass message or send him a little pussy picture or something to get everything going, right? But, I want you to utilize your tools. You got your phone. You can do sexting. Y'all can have phone sex. You can do the ring for sex bell. And it's doing that because it's still in the lit packaging. I try not to take a lot of stuff out of this packaging, especially, since we have all this going on with COVID these days. But it's just a little bell to ring for sex. Real cute. This lets you know. Shit. Somebody ready to put that dick down. Let you know somebody ready to suck some dick. Let you know. Come on, eat some pussy. Come on. Yeah. Then we have Wanna Fuck? These little suggestive cards. Me too. You wanna fuck? Oh, don't worry. I do too. Yeah. So the thing is, when you start to see that the thrill is dying out and you're not getting it in like you used to, or sex is becoming uninteresting to you all, sometimes you got to do some different little stuff to put that spice back in there. Every married couple should have a position book. It's too many sex positions out there for you to be doing the same position over and over and over and over. You could take that position and put a little twist to it, a small variation to it, and it will give it completely different feeling. Completely different feeling. For example, you could be riding and you do just a little twist to the body and it gives a whole nother different sensation, a whole nother different type of stimulation. Okay? So, couples, especially my married couples, who's supposed to be doing their wifely duties, if you don't have a position book, you need to get you one. They are on the website. The website is listed below. Okay? Then we see all this Good Head up here. Good Head is a brand. Okay? It's a product line. But Good Head has so many different things. Of course, for Good Head. Good Head has the wet head, which activates the saliva gland, so that when you're giving head, your mouth is real juicy, wet, producing a lot of saliva. Good Head has something called deep throating spray. Now I'm about to line these up across here. Now what I love about Good Head is they ain't miss out on no flavors. None. Mint, cherry, cotton candy, raspberry, strawberry, cinnamon. The cinnamon is not a spicy cinnamon, it's a sweet cinnamon. One of my favorites is the mint because it gives a cooling sensation when you give a head. But all of these are gonna numb your throat because it has benzocaine in it. Benzocaine is a numbing agent in the ingredients of this product. And what it does is it numbs your throat so that you can take the dick all the way to the back without gagging. Because I get tired of y'all crying on the dick, talking about some, ooh, Lord, every time I put it in my mouth, my eyes get water. Ooh, I feel like I can't breathe. I have never understood why when people say that they start gagging, they feel like they can't breathe. But this allows you to be able to get the job done because it numbs your throat. Now, we're going to remove these, sit them to the side. Then Good Head, now these are the big bottles, right? Then Good Head has even created the ones for you to suck dick on the go. These are the ones that go on your keychain, okay? Let me tell you something. Good Head gonna take care of you. It got you. It got you whether you at your house sucking dick or whether you on the road sucking dick. Okay. So here we go, wives. Here we go. And I'm stressing that because a lot of times before we get the ring, we putting in work because we work and we want to show that we are capable and ready to be a wife and to do all of these things. But a lot of times after we get the ring, after we've been in a marriage for a while, we get comfortable and we stop doing all kind of shit that we used to do. And you cannot do that. You cannot afford to do that in your marriage, okay? All right, this is for on the go. Then we have the Good Head Oral Sex Body Topping. This is a gel. All this is flavor. It don't tingle, it don't numb, it don't do any of that. But if you just want the dick to taste good, it will taste good. What it does is, a lot of times men have that pre-cum, and a lot of us don't like the way that pre-cum tastes. When we sucking dick with this, it masks out the taste of the pre-cum. Now, if you want to do the mint deep throating spray, it also has the body topping to go with it. So that means you don't have to be mixing up the flavors. So if you're going to get a certain flavor in the deep throating spray, make sure you're getting the same flavor in the body topping as well. So that, you're not mixing up the flavors or it doesn't throw everything off with the flavors. You got a consistent flavor the whole time. Okay? Now, you may have to get this for you because you sucking dick and you trying to numb your throat, but you can get this for him so he can eat some pussy. Okay? They go together. All right, wives? Wifely duties, we can't afford to slack up. We can't afford to. And if you notice that as you're getting older, that your body's changing or your desire is not where it used to be, get you some enhancers. Make you a doctor's appointment. Your libido may be off. It's all types of things now. Because a lot of people don't think that people in their 60s and 70s are still sexually active, but they are. A lot of them are, especially men. Especially with all of this rhino and kangaroo and honey and all this different stuff that we sell at the store, baby, they gets it in. So it's just not no excuse, okay? All right, that is going to complete my video for today. All of these products are available online down below. Like and share. The Cash App is there. Feel free to send a tip. It is greatly appreciated.